60%. One of our clients is VeriSign. VeriSign's global customer support organization did an ideation project, and they created 46 projects to include global support at VeriSign. They couldn't do all that. They didn't have the budget. And so I was talking with the woman who ran global support at VeriSign, Sally Peterson, and she said, you know, could you design a game for me that would help me solve this problem? I said, well, yes, I can. And we did a tournament. We did, in fact, 3 tournaments. And this was one of those times where the results were like amazing in the sense that we had planned to run 5 tournaments. And after the 3rd tournament, I called up Sally and I said, I can't take any more of your money because the results are already so conclusive. Running 2 more tournaments is probably not going to change them. We should just stop the project now. It was amazing, the top 5 separation from the rest of the items in the list. It was absolutely amazing. And we did it around the world, so her global organization was able to participate in the process. And we were able to then slice and dice the data on things like, did Melbourne want different things than Mountain View? Did managers want different things than frontline support workers, et cetera, et cetera. So that's it. And the participants considered the process fun. They enjoyed the gaming process. So that's it. Does that give you an overview and we can do some stuff? Let's go.
Quick question
Sure.
about the sunglasses.
Yeah.
The sample size or just the demographics on that, it's the target audience that you have in mind. They're all in the same. So when you designed the product, you envisioned some of the features, but the polling that you got reflected, there was no inconsistencies in the groups as far as, you know.
I'm not going to claim that these are statistically valid because we did not do a proper mechanism of sampling. We were just kind of having fun with the system and playing around.
Sure.
So,
does that have anything to do?
Absolutely. Market research is always, you know, if you want to act on the results in a statistically significant way, you have to worry about sampling. Most of our work is with qualitative market research, so we're looking for directionally correct ideas, not statistically valid results. And there's a reason that I'm saying this, and that is, to be honest, we haven't worked out all the math on how to make this statistically significant, believe it or not. And what I mean by that, let me explain by that. What I mean by that is that our system is producing results that are not explainable through traditional game theory. And we've actually gone to some professors in some other places at, you know, prestigious universities up the road and over the bay. And they look at our data and they're like, huh, you know, this isn't predicted by game theory. How did you get this data? And I'm like, well, it's from real people. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't match our theory. I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? I'm like, talk to the marketing people. That was the game theorists, right? So I go over and talk to the marketing people. And marketing people are like, well, and I'm going to dip into this just for him for a second. So if I lose anyone in the audience, don't feel bad. So we went to the choice modeling people. And the choice modeling people say, wow, you know, this isn't conjoint. I'm like, nope, not intended to be, and it's not max diff, and it's not forced rank. And like, And players know what's going on. I'm like, and it's full knowledge, And they're like, well, we can't help you. But the good news is you might have invented a new kind of market research. Yes! And I'm like, okay, does anyone need a PhD to help you figure this out? Because I don't have time to get a thesis anymore. So where we think we have some hook is in what's called slot theory in gaming and behavioral economists. So there's all sorts of weird math on that, and I'm going to leave it alone. What we have been able, this is kind of fun. I'll bring it to everyone, hopefully. What is kind of fun is that we've, when we do the games in person, because we usually do buy a feature in person, right? People have money and they're buying stuff, and you know, one of my favorite buy features that we did was actually, do I have it? Yeah. We did a game. I used to work for an Israeli company, Aladdin Knowledge Systems. So they created their own money. And then we did a game for Intuit last year, and we had Scott Bucks. Scott Cook Bucks, right? So normally people have money and they're flinging it around. But what we find online is that we're actually able to detect player personality archetypes in terms of how they play. So one archetype that is what we're calling the collaborationist. So we fire up the game and the collaborationist says, everyone make bids on what you like and we'll look at what is happening and then we'll kind of buy what we all like. You know, that's all. That's all you do. The other archetype that we're finding is what we call the kingpin. And the kingpin's pattern of behavior is they do lots of bidding and negotiating, but they do lots of chatting and negotiating, but no bids until the very end, and then they buy what they want. They control it. They're the kingpin. The most interesting people are what we call the false instigators. They'll put a bid on an item, they'll get other people to buy it, and then they'll take their bid away. So they have more power with their money because they got people to buy it. And then what's really interesting is sometimes they take their money away and the group will backfill it, and sometimes they'll take their money away and the group won't because it wasn't a strong enough held opinion. And then they get mad. It's just really great. It's like, you guys took your money away. And then they'll be like, well, you took your money away first. So,
players allowed to add new features into the game?
It depends on how you want to set it up. In the real world games, in the in-person games, it's easy to do. It's on our backlog. We haven't yet implemented it in the online game, and we're going to let the planner of the game control that. Sometimes you want to let people add new items, and sometimes you don't. It depends on your market research goal. Either way. Steve.
But when you're setting up the game, do you want to be careful about setting the value of the features proportional to what you expect the development time to be? Or are there other strategies you might use for the valuation?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do it either way. What we actually find is that people get really tripped up over how to set the pricing. And so to make it easier, I'm going to switch. I'm not gonna go through a full game process, but if you log in, this is our half-done website. We're switching it from this kind of ugly menu to a nicer system, so you're gonna kind of see some things in transition. Don't worry about that. There you go. So I'm gonna grab this one. When I'm creating a buy a feature game, what I have found is that using shirt sizes as a way to get ranges of price points works pretty well. Because when you ask for a number from people, they all get freaked out, like, is it 17 or 18? So if we just say, put shirt sizes in for your effort or your cost estimates, and we pick random numbers. Now, these numbers are my set of numbers that I feel that I am comfortable with after lots and lots and lots of years of gameplay. You can change those and when you're setting up the game. So search sizes, ranges look well. Now, the reason this works is because we're not testing the price of a feature. We're not trying to figure out if something costs $50 or $80. It's not that kind of market research. That is a different, there are market research techniques for that. They're called conjoint analysis or willingness to pay or other kinds of research techniques, and we're not trying to do that.